Hello and welcome to Dad Got This. We're answering the tough questions like, can you fake dry-aged beef with like a $6 can of spice? And why did the cow cross the road? Second one's easy. To get to the other side. Today we are going to find out if this $6 jar of spice can make a steak taste dry-aged. I happen to have a very nice dry aging cabinet from my good friends at Cobalance, who are the ones sponsoring this video. Thanks, Cobalance. So I'm going to do a real dry aged steak, and then I'm going to compare it to one where I just coat it in this. And I want to see, does this even give you anything similar to a dry aged steak flavor? To do that, we need a steak, more specifically a roast. What I have here is a 4.63 pound Black Angus New York roast. Boneless. First thing I want to do is dry it off as best as I can because we are dry aging. We don't need extra moisture. And that's it. This is going to go in my Cobalance dry aging meat refrigerator for 30 to 35 days. That should be a nice, funky dry age period. Now, what is the Cobalance refrigerator? Why is it different than just sticking it in your refrigerator like this? Well, it does a couple things. It maintains the humidity and it maintains a temperature really specific and keeps good airflow going in the fridge. By doing those things, you can safely dry age meat. If you just stuck this in your regular refrigerator, it is not going to be safe. Bad things will happen. You need one that does all those things, like the Cobalance. Let's go ahead and pop this in there. I'm gonna keep mine set at around 37 degrees Fahrenheit and about 78% humidity. That's right about the sweet spot for dry aging beef.
It also has a no water tank fully smart system. This means you never need to manually refill water, clean a tank, or worry about mold issues associated with traditional setups. It is truly worry-free.
All right, I'll see you guys in about a month. It's been exactly 35 days since I put this in the Cobalance dry-ager, and it looks different. It is definitely dry looking, hard feeling. There is absolutely no like bad looking mold or anything on here. Little bit of white flecks of stuff, but it's not fuzzy. Probably the easiest way to tell if your dry age went properly or not is to smell it. If it smells bad or rotten, yeah, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. This smells like basically nothing. I can't get any weird or unusual smells coming off it at all. We started off with a 4.63 pound roast. Let's see what we ended up with. 3.6 pounds. It has lost 1 pound of moisture. That's a lot. Let's go ahead and open up our fresh sample. This is the exact same beef. Black Angus, New York roast, boneless, came from the same place. This one is 3.48 pounds. So actually, almost our final weight that we got after dry aging on the other one. As you can see, these don't look the same. This one is much browner on the outside. It's got like a harder shell looking. And of course, this is fresh beef. But to get this ready to cook, we do have to do something. Over its time in the dry ager, it has developed an outer crust. It is called the pellicle. I think I pronounced that incorrectly in my first dry aging video. It is spelled like that, pellicle. It needs to be removed. You're not really supposed to eat it. Some people will turn it into tallow or stuff like that, but in general, you are not supposed to eat the pellicle. You just gotta start cutting until you get to what looks like fresh meat. You can be generous with the cutting. You really don't wanna leave anything on there. It's gonna leave not a great flavor. All right, so I'm gonna start here and see how much I go. It has definitely developed a crust. First slice, looks like beef jerky. Now, I've got a little bit of soft red meat here, but still some of that hard stuff. Gotta keep going. Next slice, that has a little bit of what could be usable meat. We still have this dark brown part on the bottom. We'll get to that later, but right now we're getting to some really nice looking red beef. Let's go ahead and start cutting the rest of this away. You know you still got more to go when it's still this dark brown color. Smells really good. It's nutty, I guess would be a good description of the smell. Really good. At this point, I've removed most everything that is really hard. Let's cut this in half. We're gonna do two big boy steaks, because that's really, I think, all we're gonna get out of this. And there is your cross section. I think that's gonna be two really good steaks. Let's see how much we got actual and final steak. 2 pounds, just about 2 pounds of steak. So that 4.63 pound roast got us 2 pounds of actual dry aged steak. Let me clear this down, and then we'll cut that into equivalent steaks. We want like a 1 pound steak. That'll be like a good comparison. This is my thickest one. I'm gonna go like that. Okay. Big boy steaks. Let's see what she weighs. 1.6 pounds. Interesting. So I gotta cut some off the end. And there you go. Dry aged, non-dry aged. Let's season them up. For the dry age, I am just going to go with salt and pepper. Diamond Crystal Kosher salt and fresh cracked black pepper. Nice and seasoned. We're gonna set that aside. And now for the reason for this experiment. Kinder's or Kinder's dry age steak seasoning. Can this make it taste like a real dry age steak? Smells like blue cheese. They're trying to get that funk. What's in this stuff? All right, on this sucker you have sea salt, sugar, dehydrated garlic, mushroom powder, dehydrated onion, maltodextrin, yeast extract, spices, fermented rice extract, rice salt, rice malt, rice concentrate, soybean oil, salt, citric acid, natural flavor, whey, non-fat milk, blue cheese milk, salt cultures, enzymes, butter extracts, contains milk. It's a lot of stuff to try and fake dry age. I went pretty heavy to give it a chance. We're gonna let those guys rest while we go set up the grill. Figure the only way to cook steak of this quality is to grill it over charcoal. All right, we are done. All right, let's pull you out. Pull you out. We're gonna cut these bad boys right down the middle. Stack them up next to each other. Those are some nice looking steaks. Let's do a little tasty taste. All right, from the middle. Super tender, super juicy. Has a very intense beefy flavor, a little bit of a nuttiness to it. Really, really enjoyable steak. Now, since all the seasoning is on the outside of this, interested to see how it compares. It's a great steak, but it doesn't really have any of those dry age characteristics. Get a hint of the nuttiness and the funkiness. It's not as tender or as kind of like juicy as the dry age one. Let me try and put like extra. If you put the extra on there, it's a great flavor. I actually really like it, but it's not dry age. It's very umami, very, I get that mushroom powder. I can definitely tell that mushroom powder is kind of what they're leaning on to kind of give them that dry age funk. But in my opinion, it doesn't really have that dry age flavor. Did this make it taste like a dry aged steak? No. Did it make it taste good? Yes. I actually really like this. Now there's a few things we need to consider in this comparison. Cost is the main one. The cost of the dry ager is not cheap. However, when you are dry aging, it needs to be precisely temperature controlled and precisely humidity controlled to safely dry age. You don't want to throw a huge chunk of meat in there and it didn't do it right, and then you've wasted all that money. So you kind of get what you pay for when you're buying the dry ager. If you really enjoy dry aged beef, you're going to pay a lot more money to buy dry aged beef in the long run than you would buying this and dry aging meat on your own. Speaking of the cost of the dry aged beef, it goes up considerably because of that loss. You're looking at about $32.50 a pound for my dry aged beef. Compare that to my $14 a pound non-dry aged beef and a $5 jar of flavoring. You're coming in a lot cheaper over here. It just really depends on how much you like dry aged beef. I happen to like it a lot. Quick search online, pulled up a 30-day dry aged steak for 14 ounces at 59 bucks. So we are saving quite a bit of money doing it ourselves. And it's crazy when you compare it to the price in a restaurant. A 35-day dry aged New York strip is gonna run you at least 90 bucks for the steak. Yeah, a lot of money. If you want more information on the Cobalance dry ager, throw a link down in the description to the video where I first reviewed it. And if you want to pick one up, there's also going to be a link down there. It is an affiliate link. It does help me out. If you are enjoying this content, please do the likey subscribe thing. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. You really want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. All kinds of fun benefits, but if you can't, subscribing is enough. So, with all that out of the way, I guess there's only one question left to answer. What's a cow's favorite TV show? Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, compare dry aged steaks to seasonings, but one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support, and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on.